What makes Sysco unique is we are the world's largest food service distributor. We're probably the only global food service distributor that's working across many countries and many continents.
We are a very high volume, low margin business, so time is literally money. We can't afford to have issues and challenges with technology. We have got to keep product moving.
Our IT environment before we moved to the cloud was probably similar to a lot of other big companies. We had a heavily outsourced organization from an IT perspective. We also had a number of legacy applications that have been running for years and years and years.
From a technology standpoint, our biggest challenge has always been always on, always available. Our ability to scale globally was very important, and at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing was our ability to innovate and find a partner that was innovative with us, and AWS was clearly the most innovative.
When we were evaluating options on going to the cloud, we looked at all the major players, and for me, it wasn't just about the technology offering they had today. The more important part was the pace of innovation and the ecosystem. And those are two areas where Amazon Web Services came out on top, quite frankly. One of the things we actually focus on is business capability components or services from AWS. That starts from a foundational level of storage when we think about how we're using S3 as our data lake, our main storage repository. We're using Glacier for archival. We valued a number of things with S3. Obviously, there's the durability, the scalability, availability, all the illities, as you would say. But quite frankly, the thing I like the most is it's our main data lake now. So that's where we store all of our raw data. And that allows us to do a lot of transformations, data loads, extracts right from there. We can even query the data straight on S3, which is great as well. Also, since S3 is so capable and there's a lot of APIs just around accessing data, manipulating data, querying data on S3, we're able to use that instead of building our own tools or using some of these bolt-ons that you have with other environments. As you can imagine, if you're thinking about a data-centric application, we have a lot of flexibility in accessing the data, querying the data, and managing the data in S3 that before we either had to use custom tools for or find some other bolt-ons.
Some of the key benefits of moving to AWS have been our ability to take advantage of tools like Glacier.
In fact, one of our big workloads, we were able to reduce our storage costs by over 40% by starting to really rethink the way we stored what we call hot storage and our cold storage.
Internal concerns around moving to the cloud were the typical, what about security? Is my data going to be safe there? We just kind of factually went through those issues with folks, and the fact of the matter is our data is more secure in the AWS cloud than it is in some of our own data centers. AWS makes a tremendous investment in security that you can leverage across their entire environment, and probably an investment that we can't make ourselves. So once people got comfortable with that, and once people understood all of the tools and the securities that AWS had, we were able to move along, but we just did it in a fact-based way.
Using AWS and using tools like Glacier, we're able to archive data that isn't being used but is available if need be.
Like many companies, we had a very siloed data and analytics structure, and we really used AWS as a way to bring this all together. So we now have taken all of our data, harmonized it, put it together into one data lake in AWS, surrounded by all of the ecosystem of analytic and AI and big data tools that are available in the AWS ecosystem. We're just beginning to leverage the benefits of it, but it's been a very big win for us.
We have moved probably 50% of our workloads out of our data centers into AWS. Our ability to spin up servers in minutes as opposed to hours and weeks and months has allowed us to move with speed that the business needs.
As a chief technology officer, AWS does make your job easier. We're sort of out of the hosting business, and we're using our energy and our time and our focus now to create business applications that are going to help us win with our customers and win in the marketplace, and that is a great trade-off.